Hello, my name's Sam Patel, and today we're going to be talking about how to hit that magic number 1 million. This is what every project creator ever says. So let's get into it. Hey guys, so today's episode is all about how to hit 1 million. This is one of the things that as an agency, every single time everyone keeps asking me, how do we hit that magic number 1 million? This is obviously the holy grail of Kickstarter. A lot of people want to hit this number, and I'm going to be telling you some things which you might not know and are really eye-opening. So first of all, it's very, very rare for a first time campaign to hit 1 million. The projects that are generally hitting 1 million, the campaigns that have launched a second time, a third time, they've got some sort of connection with another previous project that they did. This one raised a lot of money and they're able to lean on the success of that project. So don't be fooled when you see a campaign doing over 1 million. These campaigns are usually campaigns that have come back onto the platform and launched again and launched again, and now they're at the position, maybe it's that third time, and this is where they raise 1 million. It could also be a case where they've tapped into a really viral trend at that specific moment. So there was someone that did a campaign recently and it was a mask. They did really well because people were looking for masks during the coronavirus, so they tapped into a trend at the time. Another product that raised 1 million was a product that tapped into the environmental trend. It was all about how to save the ocean, and it was like a swab, and this one raised 1 million. Also, the reason it raised 1 million was because the creator was actually quite famous. She had done a TEDx talk and was very well known in that environmental space. So this is again a reason why they did so well. So sometimes when you're looking at a campaign and you just see 1 million, you're not too sure of what's going on. But these are some of the things to look at and actually understand why it got to 1 million. And you've also got agencies that are behind it that haven't maybe done as much as they should, because the project is obviously guaranteed that amount of money. If you're going to be spending every year 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, and this is built up over 3 years, you're bound to get to 1 million by that point. Another thing is the campaigns that reach 1 million the first time, or after a couple of times, they're spending an insane amount of money. Usually projects are spending 100,000 plus if they're generating 1 million. That's at the very least. 100,000 is if you're getting a 10x return on ad spend. You used to get 10x return on ad spend at the very beginning, but the return on ad spends have gone down over time. The thing that you've got to, based on the campaigns that we've worked on, I'll give you an example of a campaign that did 500,000 for ease of use and understanding. But this campaign spent 20,000. They generated 60,000 on day one. By the end of the first week, they won 100,000. They spent another 20,000. They managed to get to 250,000. They spent another 20,000. They managed to get to 600,000. They eventually got to 1 million through e-commerce and in-demand sales that we helped them with. But during the crowdfunding process, they spent 60,000 and they generated 600,000. So that is a 10x ROI. The only reason they stopped was because they wanted to focus on creating the products. These are some of the challenges that you have once you hit 1 million. You have a whole host of challenges that you aren't aware of. So the question you need to ask yourself is, why do you need to raise 1 million? Having a campaign that's 1 million is an insane level of hard work. It's also dependent on the amount of money that you're willing to invest into this. So depending on your goals, depending on what you want to do, 1 million is not always the right thing to do. So this is point number one. You can't bootstrap a 1 million campaign. If you're looking to raise 1 million, you need to be able to be prepared to spend at least 100,000 to get to 1 million. And this is 100,000 just spent on Facebook ads. This is not taking into consideration your video. This is not taking into consideration all the tools that you're going to end up using, all the staff that's going to end up costing you, not taking into anything that is going to be taken into account. This is another thing that you've got to understand. Taking photos, videos, it's all sunk costs. It's costs that need to be done. A lot of people tend to factor this into their calculations, but what you should be factoring in is just the cost of acquisition. How much does it cost to acquire one customer? Is it $25 an acquisition, or is it $100 an acquisition? If you're getting a good return on investment on your direct sale, if it's at least 2 to 3x, then this is good, because you're going to be able to capture a lot of the people on the back end of things when you do remarketing campaigns. And this is how you actually get to the 10x ROI, especially if you're in the last 3 days, you're pushing people and you're saying, hey, this is your last chance to grab on the campaign. That's when your return on ad spend goes really high up. So think about what you need to do and see whether this is part of your goals. Do you have the money in place to be able to spend that amount to get to the 1 million? Number 2 is all about getting the experts in. The amount of times I've seen campaigns trying to do 1 million, or the ambitions are 1 million, and all trying to do it internally, or trying to do it with people that have never done crowdfunding before, but they're good at Facebook ads, or they know something about Facebook ads, but never done a crowdfunding campaign is quite a lot. And this is why campaigns go from being potentially 1 million candidates to actually just raising 100,000 or less. So think about it in terms of building a house. If you were to build your own house, you could probably do it. You could probably look on YouTube videos, you could probably look on articles, you could probably look on a whole bunch of stuff, and you could probably maybe potentially build a house. But what are the downfalls? Obviously, it's going to take you a lot longer to build the house than someone who is trained in the art of building houses. You also won't have the necessary experience, so it's going to actually increase your costs. You're going to end up spending a lot more money to build that house than a professional would, because they'll have trade discounts, they'll know people, they'll know other contractors that'll be able to get that project done for, within the right budget. Your costs are going to be crazy, right? You're going to end up spending a lot more money. And is this house going to be safe? If you build it yourself, this house might come crashing down on you, and it's not sustainable. So these are the things that you should be thinking about. Always get the experts in. If you're looking to get to $1 million campaign, or what we like to say, if you're looking to raise over 100,000, always look at the experts, because the difference between when you're trying to do $1 million campaign, one error is the difference between huge chunks of money. So making one error could be tens of thousands wasted. The amount of campaigns that I've seen have made one small error. Email list quality isn't great, or what they've done is create the wrong pledges, or they've not set up their campaign properly, or the experts have connections to Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and they can get you extra leverage with these networks. So these are some of the things that you should really be thinking about. Number 3 is to do $1 million campaign is a lot of work. The amount of times we've done $1 million campaign and it's been literally 24-hour days, 30 days plus, 24 hours, being there to get back to comments, being there to respond to people, being there to keep thinking about how to navigate the Facebook ad space, navigate Google ad space. If you're going to be spending that amount of money, because you've got to be generating 30,000 per day to be able to get to anywhere near 1 million. So to spend 30,000 a day, not many people spend 30,000 a day on ads. And this is why you need that expert. If someone's done ads before and they've only managed a 1,000 budget, that's not enough. The 30,000 is a lot of stress going on, a lot of management, a lot of working at exactly what's going on. If the ad account goes down, if the ads aren't performing, it's working at metrics at a very quick level, and only a very few amount of people can do it. So these are some of the things that you've got to be checking out. There's also going to be a lot of comments, a lot of FAQs, a lot of custom interactions going on. It's a day and night process. If you don't respond back to someone, you're going to end up losing a sale. So you've got to be on point completely, and everything needs to go off without a hitch. When you have a campaign launch, emails need to go out on day one. Your PR needs to go out on day one. Everything needs to be very well coordinated. Otherwise, it's very difficult. 4 is all about working out your costs. We worked with a project that did 1.6 million. They ended up not delivering. So this is a real case of you need to work out your costs. You need to work out everything and make sure that you are able to deliver this project. I work tirelessly with crowdfunding projects to make sure they're prepared. And I don't want the eventuality where people don't get the product that they're promised. It happens. I understand. I knew the guys at Blocks that did 1.6 million. I understood the problems they had. They had a lot of bad luck. They had a lot of choices that just things that went against them. But you need to be able to work these things out. They didn't necessarily have the experts in place that had built a watch before. And maybe these are some of the things you need to do as well. So have your costs worked out, get the right people in, and they will be able to help you navigate these channels. There's no point saving a couple of $1,000s in trying to do things yourself. Find the right people and you'll be able to save a lot of money in the long run. Number 5 is not raising $1 million. So, if you don't raise $1 million, it's not the end of the world. A lot of people are obviously thinking 1 million, but you've got plenty of chances to hit 1 million. You can launch on Indiegogo in demand and carry on generating pre-sales, and a lot of companies have actually got to a 1 million just by carrying on through Indiegogo in demand and generating the pre-sales. Especially if you're doing a Kickstarter campaign and you're limited to 30 days, you need more time to be able to generate the amount of money. You might not get 30k plus days every single day. So you can also launch through your own e-commerce website to continue to generate that 1 million. A lot of campaigns that we've worked on have done 500,000 through Kickstarter and Indiegogo, or done 1 million through Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and then have generated maybe 250,000, 500,000 through the e-commerce website without spending a penny. They've also got a lot of retailer distribution deals that's going on. So all this crazy stuff. Number 6 is more money, more problems. The more you raise, the more logistical nightmare you have, and you get consistent emails, messages 24/7. And if you don't get through to them, if you've got delays in shipping, it can become really stressful and really just not a nice situation. So keep these other things in mind. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. It's a big question that everyone asks, and I hope I've answered a lot of them. If I haven't, then do let me know in the comment section below and I will be getting back to you. Please like and share and comment on this, and don't forget there's a Facebook group full of creators, 2,500 plus creators. There's a couple of ones that have raised millions. There's campaigns that are doing things right now, so do add that. And also I've got a whole book on Indiegogo marketing, so don't forget that. Thanks guys.